a man who loves Johnny Cash. I'm sure Brent Harvey is a massive Johnny Cash fan. Good enough to join us on the show. Good morning to you, Boomer.
Good morning, boys. Yeah, I love Cash. I'm not sure about Johnny.
Funny you should mention that.
Yeah, I reckon you might too, Boomer. You're heading down to Geelong right now to train. Now, this has been an interesting story over the summer that you guys have been training alongside the Cats. Can you explain exactly what you're doing out there on the field together at the same time, the two teams?
Yeah, it was really interesting when Brad said that we'd first go down there and train against an opposition club. You know, you sort of don't really want to do that because every time you play against someone, you want to go out there and be super competitive and things like that. But it's worked really, really well, and I'm actually really surprised about it all. You know, Timmy, you can remember back when you used to play intra-club games, and the midfield both know what's going on.
Yep.
The backs know where the forwards are leading, etc. So now we go down and we can implement the stuff we want to try throughout the season that we've been training for, and also Geelong can do that, and we're not mirror imaging each other. So it's just been, it's actually been good, and our ground's also getting redeveloped. So, you know, we get to go down to Skill Stadium and train at a great facility. So it's a win-win situation for us. It's a little bit early in the morning when we get up and leave, but other than that, it's been perfect.
So it's only mock pressure?
Yeah, it is. Brad explained, and obviously they'll sit around the Christmas dinner table talking about this, but when you get to tackle someone, there's no driving into the ground. It's pretty much exactly like you treat your teammate. You know, if someone's coming back with the fly of the ball, there's no going for it, put your knees straight in his back and things like that. So we do really look after each other, and I think for this little experiment to work, that's probably got to happen anyway.
Good morning, Boomer. It's Andrew Gaze here. Reading the paper today talking about clubs spying on players. Any evidence in your organisation that the hierarchy just might be Big Brother keeping an eye on the boys?
No, I don't know. I haven't really... No, I'm not too sure about that, Gazy. I know people do come down and watch us, obviously, and I can remember we trained at Vic Park one day, and one of the clubs actually hired out the top floor of a building and was filming our training. That was the only, I'm not sure which club it was, but that was the only sort of thing that I can remember.
But we're referring to the story in the paper about just trying to keep on your own club, keeping eye on their own plays in regards to some of them might be just doing some things that are inappropriate.
Right. Sorry, mate. I haven't read the paper this morning.
All right.
No, I don't know. I'd like to think not. I'd like to think that we've earned the trust of all the coaching staff and things like that for them not to worry about. And I think that would take a lot of time and effort to put into doing off-field as well. So I would like to think down at the Kangas, mate, we've earned the trust of each other and also the coaches, and nothing like that needs to happen.
Hey, Brent, a couple of years ago, Donald McDonald and Brad Scott invited a bunch of us in to go through your list and explain the list management and the building of this list that, you know, hopefully is going to take you to a premiership. And they talked about the young players at your footy club and how important they were going to be. Atley, Zeeble, Harper, Cunnington, Bastanak, McMillan and Wright are all under 23. You've seen them develop in the last couple of years. That cluster of players, how big a 2013 can we expect from them as a group, do you think?
I'd like to think a really big improvement from last year, where they also took, you know, huge steps forward. You know, you mentioned Atley and Harper; they're the ones that everyone talk about. You know, Cunnington and Bastanak, they've all played 50, 60 games together now, and I think that's what I've seen over my career is probably when teams start gelling, when that young group have all played 50 to 60 games together. You can't expect too much from them when it's 20 and 30 games because they're still learning each other's style. But it's pretty much right now where you'll see the improvement from that group. And the thing is about it, Andy, you probably mentioned 8 to 10 names there. A lot of clubs you can only mention 5 or 6.
Exactly.
So it's going to be really, really good because we've got a lot of depth now, and we can look at those young guys to really start taking over our football club.
And
you look at Andrew Swallow, he's only 26 years old. He's going to be around for a long time. Lee Adams and Levi Greenwood get looked at as older guys, but they're only 24 years old. So you can pretty much chuck them guys in there as well.
Talking to Kangaroo superstar Brent Harvey. Just on the subject of one of those young guys is Jordan Gisberts, who came across from Melbourne. How's he going?
Yep. Yeah, really good. Jordan and also Benny Jacobs have been like Taylor Hine as well, the older type of players that we drafted this year. Been really professional in the way they go about football. Benny Jacobs, one of the most professional guys I've seen, actually comes through our football club. He's really, really switched on and loves his footy. And Geordie's just going about his business the way he should be, and training really, really hard and setting a great standard for our younger guys to follow.
Mate, a lot to look forward to. Again, a big watch on North Melbourne in 2013. We still reckon the best is going to be yet to come. No matter what you do this year, I reckon there are going to be better days in store for this group. We know you've got your delayed start to the season. You're going to be a fantastic acquisition when they can bring you back into the side. Good luck with your Feb fast, and good luck right through 2013. Thanks for joining us on the show.
No worries. Thanks, boys.
Brent Harvey, one of the champions of North Melbourne, champion of the competition.
And good point you make too, because their season, I reckon, is going to depend upon Liam Anthony, Jack Zeeble, Ryan Basnack, Sam Gibson, Ben Cunnington and Jordan Gisbert's all improving on their past performances.
If those guys can give them a bit, then they're going to be in a great...
of an outstanding midfield.
They're in a great position, I reckon, North Melbourne.